Hi, my name is Kyle and I teach Kung Fu at a martial arts school. I also sometimes consult fight scenes in movies and cartoons. Have you ever seen actors fight in cool movies? All these fights are put together by an individual who make them look spectacular and powerful. That's what I do. I've been interested in Chinese martial arts since childhood. I've watched all the movies of Jet Li, Bruce Lee, Ip Man, and of course Jackie Chan more than 1,000,000 times. I've always tried to imitate them all, repeat the tricks, but I thought it was just fun. I didn't go to any kung fu or karate class because I was more interested in fighting and more than an art rather than a combat sport. I thought it was cool when you were alone against a crowd of people and beat up spectacularly one by one. Naturally, they had to be criminals, but I wouldn't go up against good people. One day, on my way home from a Jackie Chan movie screening, I came across a huge banner that said, "Jackie Chan will teach you the love of kung fu." And next to it was a picture of my childhood idol. Can you believe it? Jackie Chan coming to my town. And he's gonna teach Kung Fu. It was a sign. I had never really tried to get serious about it, but when fate gives you such an opportunity, you definitely have to say, "Oh yeah, baby, I'd love to take that gift." I couldn't put such a thing off until tomorrow, so I immediately called the number listed. The manager who picked up the phone said that there were a lot of applicants, and to sign up for lessons, I had to bring a document to the address and said that I was in good health. Oh, my health is great. I'll get the certificate quickly. I thought to myself, naive simpleton. But it wasn't. I went to the local clinic and it said that I'm going to learn from Jackie Chan, so I need a certificate of health. To which I was told by a woman that I have to pass a bunch of tests. There's blood, urine, stool, x-rays, and stuff like that. And I vowed to her that my health was great, but she did not believe me. So I had to go to all sorts of laboratories and clinics in the city, and they were all located in different parts of town. But I remembered why I was doing all this, and my dream to meet my idol and learn from him Kung Fu helped me overcome these difficulties. Even the long lines, where one woman almost showed her Kung Fu skills in all her glory, when I wanted to duck in front of her. Anyway, I cursed the bureaucratic perversions of the state and got the certificate. At the time, I did not understand what this word means, but from what I heard from adults, it's standing in line, and I realized that because of this, I lost half a life in the queues. Now all that was left was to take the unfortunate damn certificate to the manager and sign up for classes. When I got there, guess what I ran into? A long line. But here I waited for only 2 hours and made my way to the front desks. Thankfully, I had a free spot, but had to sacrifice my piano lessons because there were only spots left for the evening shift. Well, the piano stuff I can find anywhere, and Jackie Chan doesn't come to my town every day. Who knows, maybe he won't come after this at all. School started in a week, and it was the longest week. Even longer than the test queue for the longest weeks. I was ready to climb to the ceiling, waiting for classes to start. I could not even relax watching Jackie Chan movies because of the excitement and thrill of knowing that this man was on the screen and he would teach me Kung Fu. I was so excited that by the end of the week, I was sick. I got a fever, a headache. Started seeing Jackie Chan in my room and I went to bed for a while and missed the first 2 classes. Terrible. But by the 3rd day of class, I was as cured as a cucumber and went to class with overflowing happiness. And so I was standing in the study hall, looking back and forth, deciding to somehow approach one of the students and get acquainted, when suddenly he walked into the hall. Jackie freaking Chan, dressed in an all-black outfit like Ip Man. He greeted everyone in Chinese, "Ni hao," and bowed. We did the same. Then he looked at me and said, "You must be Kyle. I'm sorry you missed the start of class. I hope you're feeling better now, and you'll catch up with your fellow students quickly." "I'll try, Jackie-sensei," I replied. At first, I kept my composure and was relatively calm, and I listened to what our teacher was saying, but I couldn't get it out of my head that our teacher was Jackie Chan. Jackie-sensei. Jackie-sensei tried to pay more attention to me and explain what I had missed. With each passing minute, I stopped understanding what he was saying, and he realized that all his words were passing my ears. Then I openly admitted that I was nervous again, and Jackie-sensei said, "That's all right. It happens to my students sometimes." And he let me go home and rest in bed. Again, I was on my bed and missed class again. I didn't understand why this was happening to me, but my heart was fine and this had never happened. I guess I was really just stressed out and had too much respect for this man. The next day, I was calm as a damn sage and absorbed the next great mysteries of Kung Fu. and Jackie Sensei joked that he probably shouldn't come near me often, or I might get nervous again. So I became a local legend. And the other students came to me after class and gave me support, telling me that they themselves at first were too worried and did all sorts of nonsense, but they weren't as crazy as I was. Our study lasted about 3 months, and during that time, we learned a lot of Jackie Sensei Kung Fu. For example, to breathe correctly, to meditate, to find inner harmony, and not get into situations like I did at the beginning of class. Jackie Sensei said that Kung Fu is more about philosophy of life and a spiritual battle, a battle with yourself, where you fight with your own demons in your head, not with other people. Kung Fu teaches freedom, freedom of the mind and body. The latter is very, very painful to achieve, by the way. We decided to do splints for a long time, but our wooden bodies didn't give in and we had to do it ourselves. We also practiced the hardiness of fists and beat the wooden man, like an Ip Man, or cry because of Jackie Sensei's blows with a long pole, so he taught us to defend ourselves. During our training, we earned a lot of abrasions and bruises, and some gave up and quit training because of it. "It's not Kung Fu, it's a mockery of people," the students complained. But those who stayed understood that it was all about freeing your body from its established habits. In the throes of pain and overexertion past 3 months of training, but it was a shame to let Jackie Sensei go, because we wanted to train more with the master and to learn Kung Fu together with him. In such a short period of training, you have achieved good results. Many did not believe my words and gave up, but those who stayed until the end of class should understand that nothing is over yet. You must continue your practice and improve the skills every day. Kung Fu is not Jackie Chan. Kung Fu lives in each of you, inside, said our great sensei, and flew to another city, to other students, to pass his freedom of spirit. Of course, without Jackie Sensei, life became more boring, but I did not leave my training, and every day I achieved freedom of spirit and my wooden body. I went back to the piano lessons and life went on its way, until one day, on my way back from lessons, I met a crowd of boys on one of the streets. This was the test. It was time to show what my Kung Fu was capable of, and I have to admit, it was just incredible. I hadn't forgot Jackie Sensei's teachings, but that day I went all out and punched those 3 guys. I hit one guy in the chest and made him remember the importance of oxygen. With the other 2, I had a lot more fun. I played on them with techniques and styles I knew, from the soft, hard crane style, punched the unpredictable drunken master style. After the fight was over, a man came up to me and admired my fighting skills. He turned out to be a director, offered to be a fight scene consultant. He was just looking for somebody like that for his film. And that's how I got one of my interesting professions. And all thanks to my hobbies, of course, and the teacher, Jackie Chan. Would you guys like to meet a living legend and learn Kung Fu? Hopefully we'll meet him again in the future and work on some movie project or something. And you subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up, and share this video with your friends. Thank you, and bye.